And he's going to speak for himself about that time, that moment, his presidency. He's writing his own book. I'm just speaking from
Now he's writing a book
myself.
too? Yeah. No, he ain't writing no book. He ain't writing no book. What? Joe Biden on the Novasquad. Welcome back to the channel. So, you guys actually had been aware that I'm actually ending my Concerned Citizen Show channel. So I'm actually merging all of them into one on the NovaReAxe channel, which are watching the video right now. So I was skimming through YouTube and then trying to see what I can actually react to or talk about, whatever. Then I've seen I just read her name and I just forgot her name. It's Karine Pierre. So if you guys don't know who she was the former speaker of the Democrat Party when Joe Biden was the president of the United States. And then, as some of you guys may have heard, or might not have heard, that she actually had broken off the Democrat Party. A lot of people actually had speculated that because she was keeping secrets on Joe Biden's behalf, or other things that she actually had believed that wasn't even part of her dual reality, whatever. Which I'm not really sure. None of those theories or rumors are true, but she actually has spoken on The View, and she is breaking her silence about it. So I'm actually curious to see what she has to say for it. So without further ado, let's get right into the video.
So much has changed since you stepped off the podium, my dear. 9 months ago. Is it only 9 months? I feel like he's been president for 20 years.
No. It's exhausting. That's the point. That's the point.
It's exhausting. He's under Joe Biden.
So what are your thoughts on the demolition?
So, so the People's House is basically being sold to the highest bidder. Yeah. It is corruption at its core. And I heard someone say this when I was backstage. It could not be, there's no greater metaphor right now than what's happening right now in this country than watching Donald Trump take a wrecking ball to the White House.
It's kind of obvious.
It's too obvious. It's like you couldn't make that up. When I saw the image yesterday, I was like, this is not real.
But why did they let him get away with it? He has all of these people who just let him get away with whatever he wants to do.
That's what he's been doing for the last 9-10 months. Like the powers that are in the DC are not standing up. Yeah. They're acting as if they're powerless, which is part of the book, Independence. Like, no, you all have power. Yeah. You all have power. Do something with it.
Yeah. Use it. And they're not using it.
No, they're not.
As Joyce said, much has changed since you were Madam Press Secretary, because Caroline Leavitt is Trump's press secretary. She's getting condemnation really all around the world after some controversial comments about the Democratic Party. We have a clip.
The Democrat Party's main constituency are made up of Hamas terrorists, illegal aliens, and violent criminals.
Okay, and then yes.
Well, I mean, like it's not far from the truth. I mean, like you got the Democrats are fighting against ISIS as far as like they're trying to take out the people who actually had, mind you, had broken federal laws when they be crossing the border illegally. And trying to have housing and jobs and license. And, like, here's my thing. Like, I do believe everyone deserves to have a second chance or a better quality in life. But I also believe in following the rules. Yes, we understand being an American in the United States is difficult as far as like, how they would change the questionnaire and make it super unfair. So that no one can just walk in and then be called a citizen of the United States. Yes, I can actually agree with that. But at the same time, it is that there are rules and regulations and procedures to actually go do that. So for you to actually go against that is what my kids yelling. So for you to actually go against that, it's just really telling it just like, just sit everyone in here, not even trying to like make sure there should be a background, because you guys are the same people who will try to say, oh, we should have background checks for purchasing a gun and firearms, but you don't want to have background checks for people who enter in this country. Kind of like it doesn't really make any sense when you try to say one thing and not trying to mention the other. That's just my own opinion about that.
Today, Get that. Then
nerve.
yesterday, she
got
posted a
some nerve.
private message of a White House correspondent asking her who suggested Budapest for a planned meeting between Trump and Putin, to which Levitt replied, "Your mom did." Like making your mama joke.
Your mother, like that.
You have any advice for the current press secretary as to the decorum of that position?
You know, I have so many
it was
thoughts
a
there.
joke, officer.
I do want to say something to the first clip that you all just showed, which is hearing that it's deplorable. And I'm using that word on purpose.
Yeah.
Because they don't seem to understand, this is the Trump White House, that they don't work for just one man.
Yeah.
They work for the American people.
Yeah.
It is about coming together about a common good.
Yeah.
The White House press secretary is not about doing online trolling.
Right.
It is not. It is an honor and a privilege to have that job and to speak on behalf of the most powerful person
Yes.
in the world. And there is a level of respect for the freedom of the press.
Right.
Even if you don't if you disagree with them.
Yeah.
And that is what that whole back and forth when you see in the press briefing room is about. It shows that we believe in democracy.
Yeah.
It shows the world, not just here, but the world.
No, because you can't say that, Karen, because like when you was the press secretary, you were continue. Oh, I finished sneeze. Excuse me. Thank you. When you was press secretary, you would deliberately cut off people when they were trying to ask a certain question or what they want to get answers from, especially when the guy wanted to say he was from Fox News or someone on the right side of the mainstream media. You would like cut him off and then keep on saying, "Oh, no, that ain't true, this ain't true," but you keep trying to say, "Oh, it's a democracy where we come together and trying to find common ground." But there's many, many clips of you while you was wearing your tuxedos, whatever, claiming and then saying that you don't want to hear nothing from his mouth. You would continue on trying to say, "Oh, it's just false," over and over again, but never even showed any facts. So again, you say you left the Democrat side, but right at the same time, all I'm hearing is just you just bashing Trump. Now, I'm saying all of this to say that he is not a saint. He's far from a saint. He's not perfect. But out of him and Kamala Harris, he was the best option out of the two of them. I wanted Kamala Harris to actually be better, but obviously she couldn't even make the cut.
World that the press is going to do what they need to do to hold us accountable, and we're going to do what we need to do to communicate to the American people about what we're doing.
So should she just stop?
Look, I just feel like
Should
it
she stop?
is not appropriate to do online trolling and attack people in that way. It doesn't help with the partisanship that we're seeing right now.
But y'all did the
And
same
also,
thing
that
towards
is
Trump.
not-
No, you guys did the same thing towards Trump when you always keep on talking about his weight, his skin color, his hair. You guys did the exact same thing. So I don't want to hear that, "Oh, well, she should stop doing all the trolling thing." They did the exact same thing. And that's why a lot of people don't really listen to politics, because on both sides, they do the exact same thing. You call each other's names, nothing gets done. You guys acting as if like we are like the enemy within. Like, this is why no one gets into politics, because one, it's stressful, and then two, it's just back and forth nonsense. And that's why people like Karen wasn't really in the whole how can I say this? She wasn't really likable either, as far as her keep bashing people up in the press secretary meetings, keep bashing people, never give people a chance to even like answer questions, so to ask questions. So I don't want to hear about like, oh, you shouldn't do this. Oh, you shouldn't do this online trolling. honestly, to a sense, you were kind of the same way.
What the White House is supposed to be about, it's supposed to be about every American person, every voter, every citizen,
she's like-
everyone that lives in this country.
She's not even going to answer the questions.
participates.
I think she should grow up, but
Finding
that's just me.
using on purpose the word deplorable is interesting because I remember the outrage when it was said, and in context, it was to a small group of people that were deplorable on one side. He's using it for anyone that's against him.
Exactly.
So now you're talking about everyone that comes out to march. So I appreciate the word. But this summer, you caused quite the controversy when you decided that you were no longer part of the Democratic Party.
Yes.
You became an independent. And you write, a big reason you left the party revolves around what you call the party's betrayal that led to President Biden's dropping out of the election. You write, I no longer want to be officially affiliated with a party whose leadership has been so incredibly disappointing in the way it treated Biden. What disappointed you most?
Yeah, so first I want to say I've always had an independent streak. If people who know me know that this book is probably not all that surprising. My mom would tell you when she was asked, what was Karine like as a kid? She was like, oh, you know, Karine would be in the room. If she couldn't figure something out, she would stay up all night trying to figure it out. So I am like innately that type of person. And I go back, so in the book, I tell the story of what happened in those 3 weeks. It was very personal to me because I lived it and breathed it every single day. And I'm going to tell you right now, to anyone who's watching, President Biden was one of the most decent people that I know. And he literally woke up every morning wanting to make this country better.
No, you see, this is the lying part. I was so hoping she would even like tell the truth. Like, for you writing a book, obviously you were trying to make that thing as a cash grab, obviously. Like, so you basically, you know what? I'm just gonna let her finish. Then I'm just gonna go say my piece because I want to make it fair for those you guys are gonna say, "Oh, Russell's not being fair to her." So I'm gonna go play the clip.
The American people, and whatever view that you may have of him, treating him the way that he was treated in those 3 weeks was awful. It was
Deplorable.
hey. And it was something that I just had never seen before. It was so disrespectful to a man who had given more than 50 years of public service.
Was he hurt by that? Was he incredibly hurt by it? Did you see that?
I actually never had a conversation with him directly about it, but I can't imagine that he wasn't. And he's going to speak for himself about that time, that moment, his presidency. He's writing his own book. I'm just speaking for
Now he's writing a book
myself.
too? No, he ain't writing no book. He ain't writing no book. What? He ain't no, absolutely not. He ain't writing no book. Joe Biden, the man who will fall up the stairs, the man who would actually shown he was declining when he was debating towards Trump, the man who thought he was back in 2012 when he was debating Trump. No, what? He ain't write no book. Come on, get out of here, man. This is the, you know what? I did say I was going to let her finish, but no, man. This is why I was sick of just doing political stuff, because it's just downright stupid.
Saw it. I lived it. I breathed it. And it was something that I just could not understand. Why would they do it this way?
Yeah.
Why do it this way?
Publicly, in a humiliating way.
Yes,
And
we
nobody's
asked that
talking about
question
this
also
one.
on this show.
We did.
We asked
Yeah.
that question because it seemed
Cruel.
like why are you doing it? That you couldn't do this behind you had to drag us all in here.
All of us.
It was crazy.
That's crazy. So they would rather try to figure it out on why he was. Man, come on, man. Like, you guys cannot be serious. They must have forgotten the debate between him and Trump. His Joe's wife literally forced this man try to run for president. The best way they could have done is get him out of the race, because no one was going to fall for that. That's wild to me. For you to try to say that you didn't understand why they did it this way, because they were in a rush from the time when they had that debate to the time when Trump was elected president. Kamala had like less than 150 days, something like that, to actually prove the American people that shit was better than Trump. Yeah, she had raised money, X, Y, and Z, but they ended up being bankrupt because all the money had gone to waste. And for you to just sit here and then thinking that, well, okay, for a benefit of that, maybe Joe Biden is a decent person. Maybe, I don't know. As far as I have seen, he isn't really a good person in my opinion. But it's just the fact that you would say that you're independent, but you aren't going to tell the truth about Biden. He was declining. Like, the last time I checked, I heard from Biden, he has cancer. As far as I heard, I'm not really sure if it's like stage 2 or stage 3, but he was going through chemotherapy, which makes sense because, like, he looked different from the day when he was elected president to what he's now. Yeah, golly, this is the sole reason why people don't want to watch politics videos, because stuff like this. If you guys really enjoyed this reaction today, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and share it. Let me know in the comment section down below what you to react to next. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, my name is Russell, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.